Howdy folks, it's Nito with AP 2020 Outdoors. Hope you all are having an awesome 4th of July weekend. You know, I woke up this morning, we watched the fireworks last night on the lake. I told my wife, I said, hey honey, looks like next week is going to be pretty much every day chance of thunderstorms, so I got to take advantage of this awesome weather. So I'm out here doing some more sheet metal tests. This time, you know, last week I did the 124 grain Federal 9mm HST jacketed hollow point in the sheet metal test. Once again, I actually found 2 more factory loads in my reloading benches downstairs. I've got the Remington Golden Saber and also the Barnes TAC. I think there's over the XPD or 2 sheet metal per the FBI spec. They're actually a little bit thicker. And then I've got 4 layers of denim and then the 2 16-inch 10% ballistic gelatin. Once again, I checked the temperature this morning out of my fridge. It was roughly around 41.3 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm gonna shoot the 90 grain Lehigh Defense Extreme Defense first. Got my Glock 26 with the Norso reptile cut. Just in case you're wondering, the Vortex Venom, I sent it back last Friday. Just had a little minor issue with it. Vortex is gonna take care of me. I should probably see it back within a week. All right, let's go ahead and shoot the first. All right, caught the bullet. All right, folks, Lehigh Defense 90 grain Extreme Defense out of my Glock 26. Once again, perfect penetration, 18 inches. We're showing a stretch cavity of 8 inches. I'm showing a permanent wound cavity at 2 1/4 inches in diameter. And that is all perfectly round. Let's go ahead and extract the bullet with the tactical hemostats. Once again, picture perfect performance. As you see, the flutes, this time maybe only, 20% were damaged slightly. Got a little cap, but the remaining flutes stayed intact and caused a pretty tremendous wound cavity. All right, folks, these are the Remington 115 grain brass jacketed hollow points, Golden Sabers. All right, caught the bullet. All right, folks, so with the Remington Golden Sabers, I had a stretch cavity of roughly 7 inches. Diameter is roughly 7/8 of an inch. Total penetration is 20 1/2 inches. Go ahead and extract the bullet. All right, so if we look at the bullet, once again, hollow point, plugged with the sheet metal, turned it into a full metal jacket. folks, I am showing for the Barnes TAC XPD. I'm showing a stretch cavity of roughly 6 inches. Diameter is right at 1 inch. Total penetration is 17.5 inches. Go ahead and extract the bullet. All right, folks, if we look at the Barnes TAC XPD, you know, actually, I'm really surprised. The hollow point did not plug. Well, I think it did plug, I'm sorry. The plug is probably still in the gel. But, once again, as you can tell from the stretch cavity, it was pretty much rendered a full metal jacket. Alright folks, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to conclude the video with the conclusion that I did last week on the Federal HST. I just think it needs to be said again. Anyways, I'm loving my Glock 26 Gen 4 frame and the Norso reptile cut on the slide. This is Nito with AP 2020 Outdoors. Stay tuned. The concluding segment of the video up next. We'll see y'all later. You know, I put a challenge out to the manufacturers. I say, hey, you know, why don't you all shoot your hollow points through sheet metal and see how it reacts? You know, I have a pretty good idea why they don't do it. Because they fail. You know, this hollow point just plugged with the sheet metal just by the very nature of the design. In fact, you know what? These tests really aren't fair. It's not an apples to apples test. It's an apples to oranges test. You know, the Lehigh Defense fluid transfer monolithic, you know, if you think about it, you essentially have 4 miniature hollow points that will not clog because they are on the perimeter of the bullet. And granted, the 90 grain punched through the sheet metal, got a little bit of a cap on the front, but the remaining flutes remained intact to cause the damage. Even the lowly little, the 65 grainer going at, you know, nearly 1,800 feet per second. You know, that bullet had a tremendous wound cavity. And you know, I want to put to bed, a guy by the name of TN Outdoors did a YouTube video several years ago when the Lehigh Defense Extreme Penetrator first came out. And you know, to his demise, he shot clear through 2 16-inch ballistic gel blocks. And I'm sure he, you know, it shocked him like it would probably shock me. And, you know, ever since then, the Lehigh Defense unwittingly and unfairly has been given the moniker that, oh no, you better not shoot those if you want to, you know, if you want to shoot an innocent bystander in the next room. It just does not hold any water. I mean, you look at my test. This is 10% ballistic gelatin. You've seen even a 65 grain extreme defense bullet at nearly 1,800 feet per second, you know, did not punch through the entire gel block bare test. You know, a lot of folks get really passionate and emotional about the bullet ammunition choice they use. And you know, like I said earlier in another video, hey, come on, we're all grown up here. Y'all need to check your ego and feelings at the door. You know, I'm an engineer by trade, and I'm always seeking the truth, you know, and this is the truth. You know, let it be known that hollow points, by their very design, will fail on sheet metal. Now I've heard some grumblings on the internet. Oh, well, you know, the FBI spec, you know, shooting through a car door really is not applicable anymore. You know, that was back in the late 80s. Well, I'll tell you what, folks, if you're going to prescribe to that mindset, fine, shoot your hollow point. Just remember, if you got to shoot a bad guy through a car door, you know, your results may vary. So anyways, I'll stop rambling. This Nito with AP 2020 Outdoors. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Stay tuned. Looks like I've got a couple fresh, at least this gel block is pretty fresh. Probably use that for another experiment. We'll see y'all later. Howdy folks, happy 4th of July weekend. I just concluded another sheet metal test. Stay tuned. By the way, these flies are horrendous. Thank goodness for Thermacell. See y'all later. Nasty.